The attorney for President Trump's one-time lawyer, Michael Cohen, confirming tonight that his client has been served with a subpoena by the Senate Intelligence Committee. Cohen starts a 3-year prison sentence, by the way, March 6th for campaign finance violations, among other things, lying to Congress, among those other things. Joining us tonight is Tom Fitton. He's the president of Judicial Watch, one of the country's most effective government watchdog organizations. He's also worked with the International Policy Forum, Leadership Institute, Accuracy in Media. Anyway, it's great to see you, Tom. And as always, congratulations on all of the great work you guys are doing at Judicial Watch. And maybe you could explain to me why the Senate Intelligence Committee wants to talk with a convicted liar and who's apparently embarrassed enough that he's not going to appear before the House hearing that was scheduled for February 7th.
Oh, I think the Senate Intelligence Committee is essentially run by the Democrats, even though the Republicans nominally control the committee. It's always been an anti-Trump-oriented committee.
It's Mark Warner running Richard Burr's committee. I mean, Richard has just simply gone on holiday or something. He's turned it over to Mark Warner. Why doesn't Mitch McConnell say, "What are you doing"?
I've complained repeatedly about it in private and publicly, and that why is it that these anti-Trump forces are essentially running the Senate Intelligence Committee? That committee is a perfect example of failed congressional oversight, where you have the deep state agencies that they're supposed to be overseen by the committee actually running the committee, and in this case using it to attack President Trump. Look, Lanny Davis and Michael Cohen, they're pretending Trump is threatening him and making up all excuses, and that's a big lie. What's going on here is
Lanny Davis is not a stranger to lies. He worked for the Clintons, for crying out loud.
Well, remember, he had to pull back at this fake story he put to CNN about the Trump Tower meeting last year. We quickly forget that. Yeah. Well, anyway,
I didn't. That's why I said he's no stranger to.
You know who doesn't want them to testify to the committees? Mueller's special counsel operation, because he knows Cohen is a terrible witness and would collapse under any even modest cross-examination.
You and Judicial Watch have had perhaps more success than any committee that's been investigating in all of this nonsense over the last 2 years. What is your sense as to why not a single person, I mean, everyone in this country who's paying attention and is honestly assessing what they're witnessing, knows that the top officials of the FBI and the Department of Justice have been absolutely corrupt? None of the people identified and even who have been resigned or retired or fired, none of them have been prosecuted to this point. And neither political party is calling for reform of the FBI and the Department of Justice, even though they are obviously toxic and corrupt as they can be at the top. Your thoughts?
Yeah, it's a major constitutional crisis. You've had the Department of Justice and the FBI hijacked for political purposes against President Trump. And every week there's just new, astonishing information, because just when you think it was bad, it gets worse. We're learning that the top lawyer for the FBI was laundering Clinton dossier garbage into the FISA warrant process that he was approving. Bruce Orr telling Andrew Weissman, look, this dossier is Clinton. And Andrew Weissman's Mueller's #2, and yet they still are presenting this garbage information to the FISA courts and defrauding the courts.
And BuzzFeed is still producing garbage stories, as well as carrying out garbage acts like delivering a publication of the phony dossier, which started all of, which actually enabled all of this nonsense, the witch hunt. Tom, your thoughts very quickly. We got about 20 seconds. Why no prosecution? Why isn't there a call by both parties for immediate, urgent reform?
Mueller is king of the Justice Department. The prosecutions would destroy his investigation, and it's all about overthrowing the President of the United States. And frankly, there are too many Republicans who want to see that happen, who are never Trumpers. And that's what's happening at DOJ and FBI as well, in my view.